No.
Because if you try that on me, you have opened the hornet's nest. So, yeah, that's my, to start with, if you wouldn't do something in person, don't do it in the digital space. So sending out, and they do it using those automated tools. So they send out thousands of those emails to people, because sometimes you respond and you get another automated message, like their follow-up message. So they're using tools to do something that they should actually be doing in person, because building a relationship is personal. This is relational capital, it's currency, it flows. And so when I receive those emails, it's like you've just closed the door on my side. Because if I don't unfollow you, if I'm following you, I'll make sure you don't follow me or send me any more of those again. Because there are ways and means to do that in the digital space as well. Block, delete, and follow.
Very good, very good. And we were nodding along with recognition there. Gregory, do you want to go next?
Yeah, I get so many of these on a regular basis. And I should take a cue from you, Julie, to probably block and sort of punish those abusers so I don't get that. Some I try to coach if I have the time, saying this is not the right approach. You didn't even look at my profile. I don't fit I'm not your typical customer. I wouldn't buy anything that you have. And the approach is bad. And some people actually respond to, hey, sorry, blah, blah, blah. But I think for the most part, it's a numbers game for them. I don't think there's anything that we can do to actually stop them except, trying to raise awareness that it just doesn't work. But it must work enough, right? Because enough people must say yes. And it doesn't matter if it's, sales behavior or dating behavior. Somebody somewhere is saying yes to this. Otherwise, they would eventually stop. But one thing that is crazy that happened to me last year was that somebody spoofed me when I was in my recruiting role, and they pretended to be me with my picture and my likeness and said, hey, I have this job. Would you be interested? And it was what was really bizarre about it is that they would get these people as like an administrative role. You can work from home, and they would set them up and send them a check to purchase office equipment. Now, the check had to be bogus, but I wasn't sure. Maybe by depositing the check, they would get their account information or whatever. And and then people were at least savvy enough to reach out to me and say, is this real? Is this you? I'm like, I didn't send that. That's not my email address. That doesn't come from me. It's not, it's not my company. But I mean, they used our logo and tried to make a professional looking letterhead. Our, CIO had to get involved, and our corporate counsel got involved. The chief information officer.
Oh, sorry, beg your pardon. Yeah.
And so they got involved to stop it, but it was nuts. I mean, they reached out to a lot of people, and probably about 5 or 6 of them took at least some of the bait and started through the process and had an interview.
Do you think that they hacked you so they could steal your picture and all that stuff just by going to the website? But did they approach your previous recruiter base?
I don't think they went after anybody that I've spoken to specifically. They
were just spoofing you for
spoofing me and going after anyone who was open to work, and they had like administrative in their profile, and those were the targets. And so it looks legit. But if you ever get an invitation for a email or text only interview, scam. Recruiters don't do that.
I did not know that. Sorry, Jackie, I'll come to you in a second. I'll tell you what. So the mobile phone, I famously don't use a smartphone. So, we're talking basically just a few steps away from having a carrier pigeon. But anyway, I got O2, which is the carrier that I use. And I got this phone call. And the bloke goes, yeah, hi there, it's blah, 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 from blah, blah, blah. Yeah, can you give us the first and third letters of your password? I said, mate, you phoned me up out of the blue and you expect me to give you this? Behave. Now, it turned out he was real from actually O2, but just the I think,
lack of social etiquette.